Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Joe Flash and we're back once more with some more Injustice Gods Among Us for the Wii U. We're going through once again more classic battles on very easy difficulty with all the characters. The last video we did the Green Lantern, and I told you at the end of the Green Lantern video that I made my decision who the next character I wanted to play as was. Well, I still have my decision made. I'm going to be playing as the King of Atlantis, Aquaman, next. Speaking of which, he's one of our opponents we'll have to face in here in Classic Battle, so we'll have to have a mirror match with him, so let's get into it. Now, Aquaman, I kept going back and forth and deciding if I really want to learn to play as this character or not. Don't get me wrong, he's a good character, he's got some good moves and more, but I just can't really decide if I really want to learn to play as him or not, because there's just other characters I have in mind I want to learn to play as, so I probably would have to say not. It's not that I don't like him and I think he sucks or anything like that. It's just, I do like the guy. He's always great, but you know, there's just other characters I have in mind, so I'm not really too interested in wanting to learn to play as Aquaman, you know what I'm saying? But he's a great character, nothing less. Anyway, so in case if you're hearing those loud noises, that's my air conditioner plus my two fans. They're at high volume because it's obviously hot as usual because it's still summer, you know, so I'm not even going to be bothered trying to turn my fans down or turn any of them off or anything. I'm going to keep them like that, so if you guys have a hard time hearing the video game over the sounds of my fans and all that stuff, I'm sorry, but I have to keep them on. It's too dang hot, so... And once again, I'm going to be sitting in my chair. I'm standing up right now talking to y'all, but I'm going to be sitting in my chair as usual, so I'll try to speak as loud as I can. So, anyway, enough said. Let's go ahead and get into it. Yep, Aquaman. And I'm choosing him in his normal costume because I like his normal costume more than his Regain costume. His Regain costume's cool, too. It's pretty cool how he has more hair and he has a beard where he appears more different compared to our world's Aquaman here, but I think the one thing that I really don't like too much about Regain Aquaman's costume is the fact that his orange, you know, his body piece, you know, it's less orange than compared to our world's Aquaman here. So that's the one thing I didn't really like about it that much, you know. It's still cool enough in a way, at least it makes it easier to tell the difference between our world's Aquaman and Injustice Aquaman, but I think our world's Aquaman is cooler. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Injustice Gods Among Us, Wii U, classic battle is very easy with Aquaman. And here's our opponents. Alright, few villains, and it looks like we mostly had heroes in there, I think. So, let's get into it. Lex Luthor is our first opponent, and we're off to a good start fighting on the Arkham Asylum. I do like the stage, I do. Both it and the Joker's Asylum are both pretty good, because it's about the same thing, they just, you know. Anyway, here we go. Like I said, I have to stay in front of my fans because it's so dang hot outside. I just can't be bothered to, like, stand up or have the fan and volume off or at a lower volume, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, here we go.
Must I remind you of my material?
And this time we're fighting Lex Luthor in his insurgency armor. In one of the previous, I don't know if it was in the last video or which video it was, but the last time we fought Lex Luthor, it was just our world's Lex Luthor in his normal outfit, in his normal green armor. But here it looks like we're fighting him in the insurgency outfit, where it's gray. He's got his symbol on the armor and more. And believe it or not, Insurgency Lex Luthor, because he's part of the Insurgency, that pretty much means that in the story mode, when we find out about the Injustice world, this pretty much means Lex Luthor is actually the good guy. And you'll see all about that, his secret plan and much more about trying to defeat Regain Superman as we go into. And he ends up actually helping out our world's fellow Justice League members as well as the Insurgencies and Batman, because, you know, Batman's the leader of the Insurgents. So you'll see all about that. There's that move I love. That's probably my favorite special move from Aquaman. You press down forward Y, he does a trident rush where he just does like multiple stabs with his trident. It's a pretty good move, I like it. And that's a pretty cool little victory pose for Aquaman as well, where the water just rushes over the screen and all you just see is him under the sea in Atlantis. It's pretty cool. I like that. Alright, opponent number 2, Solomon Grundy. Solomon Grundy's alright. He's not a character I really care too much about. I'm not even really too sure if I could take him too seriously in this game because, I mean, I'm used to seeing him in other variations like Batman Brave and the Bold where he's dressed in his boss suit with a hat on and all that stuff. And then, you know, he also has his mouth kind of crooked, you know what I'm saying? But the one thing I can't really take too seriously about Solomon Grundy in this outfit, in this game, especially our world Solomon Grundy, because this is our world Solomon Grundy we're fighting, the one thing I can't really take too seriously about him, though, is the fact that he just looks so much like the Hulk. First time I saw Solomon Grundy, I thought he looked exactly like the Hulk. Even though he is a zombie and he's not meant to be him, but just looking at his hair and the muscle mass and the fact that he's wearing purple pants, he just looks like the Hulk. He really does. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have to agree with me. He just looks like the Hulk in this game. It's hilarious in a sense. He really just looks like the Hulk. He seriously just does. I swear to God, he just looks like the Hulk in this game. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to perform some special moves. That's what I'm doing. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's what the deep sea is. Let's do his special move, shall we? Oh, I didn't get enough. Damn it. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Jeez, I missed my special. But, oh well. It's alright. At least Solomon Grundy's special is easy to avoid, at least. Man, I don't know how I wasn't at enough distance to hit him with my super move. That was stupid. And then he tries to follow it up with his own, but thankfully Solomon Grundy's super move is easy to avoid, so thankfully I didn't get hit by it. I almost did, to be honest, but never mind. That was a little bit. I don't want to say that was stressful, but that was kind of crazy there in the end. I don't know how I messed up, but never mind. I'll eventually hit the super move on someone. Anyway, our next opponent is Deathstroke. Let's get into it. Like I said, Aquaman's pretty good to play as. I'm not really too interested in wanting to learn to play as him, but as you saw some of the special moves I performed, he's got some really good moves in his arsenal, so I still wouldn't mind playing as him. Like, I'm not too interested in wanting to learn to play as Aquaman, but I wouldn't still mind trying to in a bit of sense, you know? Because he really is pretty awesome in a sense. I mean, he's got good moves with his trident. There it is. That was what I was trying to do. Sorry. I was pressing the wrong button. Here's a throw. Now with the A button, he has like water armor where he pretty much is like invincible for a little while, I think that's what it is. When you press the A button, he gets like the water armor as you saw there. Ooh, nice combo. Let's do a grab for the win. There we go. That's Deathstroke taken care of. I almost had all my bar up to where I was about to put it before my super move, but I didn't get it up there in time before defeating him. If I allowed him to hit me a couple times, I could have had it, but never mind. It's alright. It's no big deal. Alright. Just looking fresh and strong. Opponent number 4, Killer Frost. We've been facing Killer Frost quite a lot for the past few videos of my previous Injustice Gods Among Us Wii U classic battles played through on very easy so far. I've been facing Killer Frost quite a lot. It's kind of interesting. She keeps coming back. It's like Killer Frost just doesn't want to leave me alone until she gets her revenge or some sort. It's like that game just knows me. Like, hey, we don't care how many times you face Killer Frost. We want you to keep facing her until she gets revenge on you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, imagine if the game was to know who you are. You know what I mean? That would be kind of crazy in a sense. Back air. I believe there is a stage transition in this stage. I'm not sure. I think there is. I'm not positively sure if there is. Oh, I like this weapon. Look at this. They send them flying to the ceiling. How cool is that? I like that weapon. It sends your opponent flying into the ceiling. That's amazing. I love that. Like I said, I don't know if there is a stage transition. I think there is, but I could be wrong. I don't think there is. I might be wrong. Rocket missile. I might be wrong. There probably isn't one. I don't think there is. Nah, there isn't. Okay. I just gotta beat her up. Oh, that's alright. I kind of got worried to think she was going to use her super move on me, so at least she used her bar to regenerate health. It's better than her using her super move. So, I'm alright with this, you know? I mean, I'm still gonna... Oh, man. Throw. I'm still gonna beat her either way, you know? Alright. Throw this for the win. There we go. Night-night, Killer Frost. I really don't know how many times I've faced her now, but as I said, I've been facing her quite a lot. Anyway, that takes care of Killer Frost. Now we're on to the next opponent, Nightwing. He's opponent number 5. Now, believe it or not, Nightwing would probably be a character I would want to learn to play as him. He's actually a pretty fun character to play as. Just like Wonder Woman, if you press the A button for his power, he could switch weapons. Wonder Woman had the ability to where you could play with her lasso of truth, and then you could press the A button, you switch to her sword and shield. Nightwing has the same thing, where you can switch between his nightsticks and his bow staff. However, he'll go slower if you have him in his bow staff variation, so he's faster to play as in his nightsticks as he has right here. You can even do better combos with his nightsticks than compared to his bow staff, but it's fun either way. Even though it's slow, he does do more damage to his opponent when he's using his bow staff, so that's the cool thing about him and his bow staff variation, you know what I mean? Oh, I caught him as he was trying to jump, that's cool. There we go. That takes care of round 1. Let me throw that at him. There we go. I'm going to wait till he gets closer. I'm going to use this on him as well. This is Damian Wayne Nightwing, just to let you know. So this is in Injustice Gods Among Us in the story mode in the Injustice world. Damian Wayne ends up becoming Nightwing. If you guys know the story by now, Damian Wayne, as he was Robin, he accidentally killed Dick Grayson, and Batman was obviously very pissed about it, and he pretty much treated Damian like he was not his son anymore, especially the fact that Damian originally used to be raised by the League of Assassins, so yeah. So Damian Wayne sports the Nightwing persona himself, and he ends up being red, and he has long hair, so at least it makes it easier to tell the difference between him and Dick Grayson, so... Obviously, our world's Nightwing is Dick Grayson, as you are aware of. He's wearing blue and all that, so it's easy to tell the difference. So yeah, that's a pretty... It makes it all an easier... You know, it kind of does make an easier difference between Injustice Nightwing and Our World's Nightwing, because Our World's Nightwing is not only dressed in blue and has shorter hair, but he's also Dick Grayson. And then Injustice Nightwing, Redeemed Nightwing, is wearing red, he has longer hair, and he's Damian Wayne. So that's pretty cool, you know? In Injustice 2, he does go back to being Robin, although for the story mode it's just for a flashback, but when you do select him as a character, he's pretty much Robin again. However, you can select him in the Nightwing persona, like you can turn him into Nightwing, so you can play as Damian Wayne as both Robin and Nightwing, you know, you can, depending on what the persona is, you know. That's what's pretty cool about Injustice 2, is that a certain character can switch to a different character or a different persona. Like Captain Cold, for example, you can actually play as Mr. Freeze, and if you put Captain Cold in the Mr. Freeze variation, you can actually play as Mr. Freeze. And then Cyborg has an alternate persona that he finds in the story mode where he's Grid. It's like his robotic persona, but you could play as Grid, you know. And then there was like Cheetah, where you can actually play as Vixen. So yeah, it's pretty cool how they changed it up where you can play as multiple characters in Injustice 2, despite the characters being that character, but you can switch them where they could be a different character. Even Raiden from Mortal Kombat had that. Oh! Dang it. I was nearly about to finish her off with one more hit, and she just had to get health back at the last second. Ah, darn you, Wonder Woman. Darn you. Let's do Aquaman's super move, shall we? Nice. We finally get to see it. This is a cool one. I like this one. Not a lot of stuff happening, but it's pretty cool, though, how you have his little deep sea coming in to help him out. He gets bit by a shark and all that. It fits his character. As I said, a lot of these super moves kind of do fit the characters. Anyway, as I was saying, even in Injustice 2, Raiden is a DLC character in Injustice 2, as well as Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. Raiden has that as well, where you can also actually play as Black Lightning. And what's even crazier is the fact that, you know, they have the same super move, but because to fit with a certain character, they change. Like, I think when you do Raiden's super, when it has that moon scene, it has the Mortal Kombat logo, but then with Black Lightning, it has his logo. So, it's pretty cool. Even for Raiden, you can even play as Black Lightning, you know what I mean? So it's pretty cool. And the same thing with Superman. He could be Bizarro as well. And Flash, he could be Reverse Flash and Jay Garrick Flash. And then Batman could be like Bruce Wayne, actually. He could actually play as Bruce Wayne. So it's pretty cool they gave him like alternate personas so they could be a different character or be somebody else in their art, in their personality, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty cool stuff, isn't it? I guess that's maybe one of the fierce reasons why I feel some people would find Injustice 2 to be a little bit better, but I don't know. Injustice 2 is better for those reasons, I guess, you know, but it's still fun either way, you know what I mean? I still prefer this one, though, the first Injustice game, just because I like the story better than Injustice 2. Injustice 2 story was cool, too, don't get me wrong, but I'm just more used to the beginning of the story of how it started for, like, Superman and his Redeem, you know, in the Injustice world, so I prefer this one still, just because I just love the story, you know, and our world's Justice League helps them out, you know, with defeating Redeem Superman, you know what I'm saying? I just still prefer this story better. Anyway, we took care of Batman real easily there. No stress at all. I mean, it's obviously because it's on very easy, that's why. But anyway, Batman's taken care of. We pretty much just destroyed him. He stood no chance. I don't know what number opponent he was. I think he was opponent number 7. So yeah, this is opponent number 8, Aquaman. So we're about to have a mirror match. So we took care of Wonder Woman, Batman, and now Aquaman. So we're kind of starting to move on to the heroes because the beginning of the roster was kind of villains, and now it looks like we're starting to face some of the heroes as some of our final opponents. I believe after Aquaman, that was Green Arrow, and then the last one will always be Redeem Superman. Aw, man, I wish he was in the Redeem costume. It would have been better. Oh, well. It's a little interesting, though. Our opponent, Aquaman, he's wearing more of yellow than orange. That's pretty cool. He's got more of yellow going on. Look at that. He's kind of got yellow going on in his costume. His pants kind of appear a little bit different, too, so that's pretty nice. They made him a bit more yellow to tell the difference, or he looks more gold, kind of. It's pretty nice. I mean, they obviously have to make the Aquamans appear different if they're in the same costume, so you'll be able to know which is which. Because colors can be confusing to tell if you were the same color, you know, so yeah. Oh, putting your armor on, eh? I got mine as well. I love that move with the trident, I'm sorry. Oh, you could throw it. Anyway, I'm going to bring opponent Aquaman over here. I'm going to bring him over here. I want to put him in the stage variation. Let me bring him over here. Or not stage variation, stage transition. There's Deadshot again in this robot. Oh, he missed me. I think he tried to hit me with the same move, but I jumped out of the way to make sure I wouldn't be the one to get hit by it. This is a pretty cool one. I do kind of like this one. I believe I should almost have my super move activated. You know what? I'm going to let him hit me a couple times. I want to perform my super move on my clone, so I want to actually wait till opponent Aquaman hits me a couple more times, and then I'll perform my super move on him. It's like when you want them to hit you, they won't do anything unless you try to move forward towards them or if you press a button. It's like they just won't do anything unless you do something. It's funny. The AI. It's all about knowing the AI sometimes. And I believe that's Gorilla Grodd in the background, if I'm not mistaken, unless that's just a normal gorilla, but I think that's Gorilla Grodd we're seeing in the background, so that's pretty cool. He gets a little cameo appearance. He ends up becoming a playable character in Injustice 2, so that's pretty interesting. Sorry, I really just wanted to finish my opponent off with the super move. I'm sorry. Anyway, we took care of that. Opponent number 9, Green Arrow, and then we're on to the final opponent, the final boss, as always, Redeem Superman. So I haven't even been sweating a lot. For the past few videos, I've been sweating a lot because I turned the fans and air conditioner off because, you know, I'm just trying not to get too hot. But since I have them at full volume on, I'm not sweating too much here. So I'm actually doing all right. You know, I'm having no problems with sweat. You know what I mean? All right, throw him into the throne. There we go. I wanted to throw him into my throne. Do it again. So pretty much we have a home field advantage here fighting Green Arrow because we're fighting in Aquaman's home turf, Atlantis. So this is like home field advantage for Aquaman here for us. It's kind of a little unfair for Green Arrow in a sense, but never mind. So we're taking care of business pretty fine here. Oh, he tried to dash at me, you saw that? Just hit him with my throw. Now Green Arrow's alright. I feel like when it comes to fighting games, whether it's Mortal Kombat or not, I feel like bow and arrow characters aren't really the best. So I probably wouldn't say Green Arrow is really the best at playing as when it comes to this particular game. But he's still got some cool moves either way. I'm not saying Green Arrow sucks, you know. He's got some alright moves, but I just feel that him and other bow and arrow characters wouldn't be the best characters to play as when it comes to like, you know, wanting to learn as a character that really would be fun to play as. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually gonna wait to get my super move out. Come on, hit me. Hit me, come on. It's just so stupid when you just want the AI to hit you by walking up to them. They just won't do anything unless you move or something. I'm moving all around. I'm not even pressing any button, and he's just refusing to hit me. Look at this. I don't think this will... Okay, I got him. I was curious to wonder if I was going to be able to finish him with my super or not, because if your opponent's too low on health, you won't be able to perform your super move if you hit it. It'll just, like, do a fatal blowing damage, and that won't perform the super move, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I was curious to wonder if it was going to be able to allow me to perform it on him or not, but we did. It's just so stupid. Like, you just really want the AI to hit you just to perform a certain move, like have my meter bar up so I can use my super, and he was just refusing to hit me. I even kept walking up to him. I just literally was walking up to him, pushing him back, and he just wasn't doing anything. The AI. Even if they can be stupid sometimes, they can be a bit funny every once in a while when they're doing stupidness like that, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, here's our final boss, Redeem Superman. Let's get into it. Nope, he don't got this, unfortunately, soldiers. I'm gonna take care of him real easily. Bring him over here. I want to throw him into Doomsday. Redeem Doomsday, should I say. Well, obviously he's got projectiles that can throw you at a distance, so I guess it only makes sense he would perform moves like that. Oh, look, there's his home turn Metropolis back there in that orb. Oh, toss me. Electrocution. I'm gonna throw him into Doomsday again. There we go. Sorry, Doomsday. I'm sorry, Doomsday. Let's perform my trident. There we go. So we're taking care of Superman pretty good, obviously, because it's on very easy, so no stress at all. Ah! I want to try to throw him into the corner. I want to throw him into that stage transition. I may have to get him over here, or he may have to throw me into it. I actually ducked his heat vision. That was cool. I didn't even actually mean to duck his heat vision, but I did. There you go, Superman. Get in there. I might try to throw him back into the other stage transition, too, maybe. Oh, I didn't throw it far enough. Dang it. I'm going to bring him over here. I'm going to throw him into the other stage transition as well. If he'll let me. Oh, I didn't even think that was going to work because I wasn't standing close enough. I don't know how far of a distance you have to be in order for it to work, because sometimes it depends on your distance, you know. I don't know how far you have to be, but it worked. Let's just go ahead and throw him for the win. There we go. It's probably a good way to finish him, even though my super move would have been better, but that's a good way to finish him off. I like how he does like a little stab in the chest and then electrocution before throwing his opponent. As usual, that's once again the end of Redeem Superman as he's defeated once more. Following it up will be Aquaman's ending, ladies and gentlemen, so let's just watch. Yep, thank you very much, creature. Banish Redeem Superman into the Phantom Zone. So here we go, guys. Here's the ending for Aquaman.
Victory over Superman was only the beginning of Aquaman's rise to power. Uniting the world's oceans under the banner of Atlantis, Aquaman had a controlling interest in the planet's ecology and economy. His influence did not escape the attention of the world's multinational corporations, who looked to end his reign. Villains lured by the promise of big money to assassinate the king of Atlantis pursued him relentlessly. But Aquaman's popularity served him well. The world's citizens rose up in anger against those who would quell Aquaman's influence. The threat abated. A groundswell of support began for a united Earth under Aquaman's command.
Interesting. So it's like he's the new High Counselor instead of Superman, kind of. Because pretty much Redeemed Superman's like the High Counselor in his world as well. It's like he becomes the High Counselor in his world. Nice. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was once again it for Injustice Gods Among Us. Classic battles, very easy with all characters. We just completed it with Aquaman. Stay tuned for the next video, and we shall get it into the next character. Aquaman is finished. Who's next? We'll find out in the next video. So, that'll be it for today, guys. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Dislike it, give it a thumbs down. Join me next time for the next video. But until then, to all you boys, men, and guys out there, boom, fist bumps go to all of you. And to all the girls, ladies, and women out there, kisses go out to all of you. But until then, this is Joe Flash signing off, and have a good day.